Welcome to M Squared TechCast.
Yes.
Hey, it's Matt Roush.
I thought it was M. Roush.
Well, it is both.
M. Roush Shyamalan, right?
That's right.
And Mike Brennan.
And we're back with another segment of the M Squared TechCast. And we have with us today our regular monthly visit with Kathleen Norton-Shock, wearer of many hats when it comes to technology and women in technology and a whole bunch of other wonderful things. Kathleen, how are you today?
I'm good, Matt. Happy New Year, Matt and Mike. And Matt, I gather you are continuing to heal well.
Oh yes, yeah. It's
Great.
it's been quite the journey, but boy, I like where it's headed at this point.
Excellent.
We're
nice to hear your voices.
We're still waiting for him to run 60 miles an hour like the $6 million man, but he's not quite there
I don't
yet.
think that's what the new knee is quite designed for.
Right.
So. But okay, Kathleen, you want to cover several things in your segment now?
Why don't we get
Go
started
ahead.
with the Michigan Council of Women in Technology.
Terrific.
As you know, every month I tend to talk about two things, and one is MCWT, and the other is our Diva Tech Talk series, and I flip them. So last time we started with Diva Tech Talk. This time, if you don't mind, I'll start with MCWT.
Fine.
Sure.
There are three major things probably to note here in January of 2020. First of all, I pre-announced during our podcast last month that January would mark the beginning of the tenure for Melanie Kalmar as our president. She took over from Jane Sadlowski. And for those who don't know Melanie is the corporate vice president, Chief Information Officer, and Chief Digital Officer for a little company called Dow. And among her many, many claims to fame, she's one of the few women of my acquaintance who managed to make it to the World Economic Forum, and I believe it was 2017. So she's one of the few people I personally know who went to Davos. But above and beyond all of that, she has a long history at Dow, and she had been our vice president because MCWT has been very clear that we would like to have a succession plan. So for the last 8 years, whoever was vice president typically becomes president the following year. So Melanie's been involved with us for 5 or 6 years, and certainly Dow was a sponsor for a long time. So that's great news. And then taking over as vice president, and therefore she will probably be our president next year, is Jennifer Charters, who is at Flagstar Bank now. And I know Jennifer pretty well for a long time, but also she was a Diva Tech Talk episode, our episode 65. So if you'd like to know more about her, we'll refer back to Diva Tech Talk in a few minutes. So that was the first thing, and thank you guys, because I know Mike, when we sent the press release out, Mike made sure that it immediately went out to all of your audience, so that was excellent. Secondly, this month we have a program that's been going on for about 4 years was started by and continues to be inspired by one of our board of directors members, May Russell from Ford, and it's called Girls Solve IT. It is a statewide competition for Michigan girls in grades 4 through 8. Teams run over about a 6-month period, and they're coached by adult mentors, typically women in tech. And teams are given 2 technology quests to complete, which qualify them for monetary awards, first and second, and I think a third round this year, too. We have prizes in the third round. So the reason I'm mentioning that is we opened that program to girls in 4 through 8 around the end of November. And this week, because we're on the 27th of January, this week marks the end of registration. So as soon as this gets out to your audience, and I know we're live right now, parents, teachers, grandparents, people who have girls in grades 4 through 8 may want to think about registering for that because it's really fun. And then finally, February 11th, which is right around the corner, MCWT will be having one of our membership orientation events. And that is open to people who are not yet members who want to come and learn about the Michigan Council of Women in Technology. It's also open to any lapsed members who would like to know what's going on, what's on the agenda right now, and any current members who want to come and get more intimate with some of the programs that we're planning this year and next year. So that's going to take place February 11th. It will start at 5:30 p.m. with sign-in and a little bit of a social hour. And it's being held at our new offices that are hosted, and I mentioned this in December as well. We're really grateful. One of our 116 sponsors is TechnoSoft, and they've just elevated their sponsorship to the very highest level, because in addition to sponsoring many events and doing monetary things that help us with all of the scholarships and the camps, they also have given us space to put the MCWT office. So TechnoSoft is in Southfield at One Town Square in Southfield. And I'm very familiar with their office because a long time ago I used to work at CA, and that we were in the same building. But it's very convenient. You know, Southfield tends to be easily commutable from the east, the west, the north, and the south. Mm-hmm. And it starts at 5:30 p.m. on February 11th. So those are the three main things I wanted to talk about in terms of Michigan Council of Women in Technology. Do you mind if I segue over to Diva Tech Talk?
Go ahead.
As you guys know, and hopefully your audience knows, Diva Tech Talk is a volunteer activity that I've been doing for 5 years, along with my co-founder, Nicole Scheffler. And Nicole is a leader at Cisco, and we are in our 5th year. And we've been doing some cool things. And we just, and it's a series of podcasts that we publish approximately 1.5 per month. So maybe one every 4 weeks, sometimes it's every 5 weeks. But in any case, those can be found. It's a library of podcasts with women in tech. And the point behind them is to inspire other women to join the tech field or to stay in the tech field, and also girls of all ages to listen to these women's journeys. So in January, just about 2 weeks ago, we published episode number 96, which was with Sunitha Vinakota. And Sunitha is a longtime experienced IT leader at a little company called General Motors. And she's been there for quite a while. Right now, she probably takes, I think, a promotion a year, and now she's moved over to be their champion for cybersecurity. And she has, besides her stint at General Motors, which has been going on a while now, prior to that, after she had graduated college in India and then moved over here, she had long-time stints at both Fiat Chrysler and Ford. So her entire career, a little bit under 20 years right now, is focused on technology and specifically with an emphasis on automotive. Recently, Sunitha was honored as an IT All-Star Women of Color, and she got an award. GM obviously sponsored her for that, but it was awarded by a nationwide body. And the reason she got that award was because she had single-handedly led the team that improved application quality at GM by about 49% in less than 8 months, achieving 95% in standard compliance in what GM considered record time. So she's pretty excited about having gotten that award. She's a very humble woman, and it's a really lovely, very open podcast. And she also serves as the lead for operational excellence in applications in general at GM worldwide. Also on the weekends, besides raising her family and doing everything she does at GM, on the weekends online, she works with women to help them move ahead in their tech careers by introducing them to business analysis skills online. So she can be found at www.divatechtalk.com. And when you listen into her podcast, which is a little under 40 minutes, you also can read the accompanying blog, which will have her contact information. So if anybody is interested in doing business analysis, particularly in the technology field, Sunitha is a bit of an expert in that area and loves to help people. So that was our January podcast. And coming up in early February, Nicole will be interviewing Dr. Nikki Washington. Dr. Washington is currently an associate professor at Winthrop University in South Carolina and runs her own consulting company. But interestingly, she spent almost a decade at Howard University. We have had a number of, I'd say 4 women who over the last 5 years we've interviewed who are all graduates of Howard. It's a very well-known African-American university. And there she was a professor of systems and computer science. And she also led their grant writing efforts to get grants coming into the university to help people, girls and guys, pursue computer science careers. So she got over $2 million, she and her team, in federally funded grants. So that'll be kind of a fun podcast. Again, a pretty humble woman, very well educated, multiple degrees, including her PhD, and just very dedicated to the whole area of computer science. So that will be interesting. And Diva Tech Talk continues to go great guns. We'll probably do 15 podcasts at least this year. And we'll be covering, of course, as usual, some major events, including the Grace Hopper Conference coming up. And then Nicole is going to a conference in San Diego in March, and I'm sure we'll get some great podcasts coming out of that. It is a new media, digital media event that she's going to. And she's being called a media icon, and that is primarily for her work on Diva Tech Talk. So we're both thrilled about that.
Icon.
So that's it on my side. MCWT, the three events, the program, the event, and of course the announcements I mentioned for MCWT. All of that can be accessed from the MCWT website, which is www.mcwt.org. And Diva Tech Talk can be found at www.divatechtalk.com.
Just curious, Kathleen, I was inspired by actually watching a little bit of golf on television this weekend, and I think I just wanted to watch someplace warm. Is the reason I was watching it. Yeah, but we are doing an MCWT golf outing this summer. Do you have a date on that yet? So people can mark their calendars now.
But
okay.
yeah,
right.
I mean, we've been doing one for. I mean, that's partially how we get our $1.5. We're up to a $1.5 million worth of scholarships we've given to women to pursue their college careers. So we have two main events that contribute to that effort, in addition to what companies give us.
Okay,
and the golf outing, we usually average about $300,000 to $400,000. It'll probably be July.
All right, and I do see
and then
that
again. We'll be doing in November a black tie event, as we usually do.
Okay, and I do see the shameless plug bell here, so I'm going to ring it. But I just wanted to thank MCWT for becoming a gold sponsor of RoboFest. That is the youth robotics competition that we do every year at Lawrence Technological University. It's the weekend after commencement, weekend after graduation, so that'll be May 14th through the 16th at Lawrence Tech. And thanks to the MCWT for becoming a gold sponsor of that event. We really do appreciate it.
Hey, it's the least we can do, Matt. We've been sponsoring girls' robotics competition and teams for many, many years, but Lawrence Tech has always been a great partner at MCWT. That's where we first launched Camp Infinity, as you know.
Yep.
And that's going great guns. We did 14 of those this year at Lawrence Tech and 13 other places. So if without Lawrence Tech and all the help that you guys gave us, I'm not sure that Camp Infinity would have ever gotten off to the great start it did and continues to roll.
Okay, thanks, Kathleen Norton-Shock from MCWT.org and Diva Tech Talk.
Four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life, but LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.